Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into an explainer that, honestly, it's pretty mind-blowing. We are unpacking the OTTIMEDIA August 2026 business plan. This is a bold, visionary strategy that's all about merging cutting-edge, transparent LED technology with your standard commercial skyscrapers. We're talking about taking the very skylines of our major cities and transforming them into highly profitable, dynamic digital assets. If you've been wondering how commercial real estate is actually going to survive its current slump, you are definitely going to want to pay close attention to the mechanics of this megavision.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's a quick roadmap for our explainer. We're going to cover the current real estate crisis, OTTIMEDIA's megavision, how they are disrupting advertising, the cash flow engine powering it, and finally, their plan for global scale.
Section 1. The real estate crisis, or a completely stagnant market.
To really get why the solution is such a big deal, we have to face the grim reality of the market right now. Because of the huge shift toward remote work and the rapid rise of AI automation, commercial real estate occupancy is predicted to just plummet. We're talking below 30%. That is a staggering loss of traditional revenue for building owners worldwide.
Basically, traditional real estate is crumbling under its own stagnation. Normally, huge companies operating in the space have to wait years, literally years, just to see a standard return of maybe 5 to 50%. It's a slow, super rigid, conservative model. Just renting out office desks, it's not cutting it anymore. The sector desperately needs some dynamic monetization.
Which brings us to Section 2, the OTTIMEDIA megavision, the disruptive solution.
So what's the actual hardware here? It's a worldwide innovation called Intelligent LED Skin Technology. Think brand new, ultra-thin, high-resolution, completely transparent, digital smart LED video walls. They create this massive network that is perfect for the outdoors. And a huge point here, they are incredibly visible even on bright, very sunny days. You just install them right over 1 to 4 of the windowed facades of existing office towers. Now you might be thinking, wouldn't covering a skyscraper and screens plunge the inside into darkness? And this brilliantly illustrates why that's not an issue. The transparent mesh lets 70% of natural daylight pass right through into the building. It completely solves the old closed window problem that used to prevent office towers from making money off their exterior surfaces.
Because of this tech, OTTIMEDIA isn't chasing those slow 5 to 50% returns over a decade. No way. They are targeting a massive 3,000% yield generated in just a few months. They are rapidly transforming these stagnant office facades into extremely profitable, highly visible assets almost overnight. All right, Section 3, disrupting out-of-home advertising. Let's see how they bypass the monopolies.
The contrast here is absolutely staggering. Let's look at a legacy top location, like the giant 2,400 square meter LED wall in Times Square. Google pays a premium price of $2 million for just a single month of ad space there. $24 million a year. Contrast that with OTTIMEDIA. They're providing massive 1,000 to 5,000 square meter facades in top primary metropolises like Mumbai or Delhi for a rate of just $17,000 per month.
So the crucial point is this insane pricing efficiency. OTTIMEDIA's rates are basically 120 times lower than those traditional legacy competitors. By heavily undercutting the market, they pretty much guarantee rapid, 100% occupancy of their spaces right out of the gate, all while keeping their profit margins absolutely immense.
Let's move on to Section 4, the cash flow engine. How does the money actually work? This timeline is where the exponential growth kicks in. Day 1, the campaign launches. By day 7, clients pay for the entire year's advertising strictly in advance. Because of that influx of cash, between weeks 2 and 4, the invested capital fully returns. You're basically tripling your ROI in weeks. And as these top locations book up, advertising rates are projected to jump by up to 100% every single year. It is a total engine for disproportionate annual growth. To ignite this whole thing, OTTIMEDIA needs a starting capital of $80 million. And their deployment strategy? It's bold. They plan to drop $30 to $50 million of that cash to outright purchase their first office tower in a major metropolis. Securing the real estate themselves means they have total control when they install those very first massive LED walls. And the unit economics for that first flagship tower are staggering. Each facade can hold 50 to 150 advertisers paying, say, $200K to $500K a year. So just one facade pulls in $20 to $30 million. Multiply that by 4 sides of the building, and you have $80 to $120 million in total tower revenue in the first few months. That initial $80 million investment basically pays for itself right away.
Finally, Section 5, Ecosystem and Global Scale.
For a vision this big to work globally, it has to be a win-win. So let's look at the massive incentives they offer building owners who partner up. Owners get a $200,000 base rent per facade, which automatically goes up 20% every year. They earn a 20% commission just for referring their own tenants, usually by offering them a quick 10% discount. They get $200K in free advertising for the building itself. And they even have the option to take a 1 to 24% minority stakeholder share in the global revenues.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how synergistic the whole ecosystem is. Advertisers get incredible visibility for a fraction of legacy costs. Building owners unlock crazy new revenue streams without lifting a finger. And investors, they get extreme transparency. We're talking daily monitoring of banking operations and transactions live via online banking. It all ties together holistically.
Because the setup is so favorable, the global rollout is designed to be ridiculously fast. In just their first year, OTTIMEDIA targets activating 10 to 30 facades. That puts their global turnover starting at around $300 million and maxing out at potentially $900 million. That is the sheer power of rapid, exponential profit increases across a global network.
But get this, it's not strictly about traditional ads. Using highly efficient, synergetic marketing, these giant digital screens will also broadcast short, psychologically optimized video spots specifically designed to speed up commercial and residential real estate sales. It actually influences the wealth perception of people walking by, accelerating contract signings for agents right there in the city.
Driving this entire operation is OTTIMEDIA Holding GmbH, an exclusive startup based right in Vienna, Austria. By completely sidestepping the usual, rigid business models, they're aiming straight for true unicorn status, targeting an $8 billion plus valuation within their first 5 years of operation.
So what does this all mean? Will this megavision ultimately redefine city skylines around the world? Are we really heading toward a future where every stagnant glass tower is transformed into a massive, glowing, high-yield digital asset? It is a fascinating paradigm shift in both architecture and advertising, and I highly encourage you to keep chewing on the mechanics we walked through today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.